Oh shit. My bad, people. I didn't even realize that it was streaming already. Usually there's like a little ding or something. What's going on? How's everybody doing this wonderful Friday morning? Me, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. It's been it's been some shit, man. It's been some shit. Um, yeah, like, let me turn this off because this is getting on my nerves and it's going to continuously happen because, people want to bother me when I'm doing stuff. You see, like, people's concern is for themselves. And I'm doing someone a favor, and, like, they're kind of getting bossy about it, which makes me almost not want to do the favor. But I'm a man of my word, and I said I would, so I don't want to be that guy that is petty, because I'm definitely not a petty person. I can't stand petty people. Like, why expel the energy? You know what I'm saying? Why expel the energy? Why do that? Why even waste the time of doing shitty shit just because you can? I'll never understand that. If I don't like somebody, like, and I really don't like them, let's say I consider them a toxic person. See, people, people use words a lot, and they don't really mean them to mean what they are saying, or even asking. Like, for instance, how are you doing? I don't really want to know how a person's doing. It's just one of those things you say, just sort of like out of courtesy. But we should stop doing that. We should stop doing that, because where I live now, when you ask someone how they're doing, they're going to tell you how they're doing. They're going to tell you exactly how they're doing. And if they're not doing well, you're going to know about it, and you're going to know why they're not doing well. Like, I had boils in my asshole last night. Couldn't use the bathroom without excruciating pain, and then one of them popped, and it smelled something awful. The wife was mad. She left me last night. Left me. Moved in with my brother. You're sitting here like you don't even know this person. You don't even know this person at all, like, from a can of paint. But they're telling you everything that you don't want to know. And all you said was, how are you doing? But see, certain places you ask how you're doing, and someone's just like, I'm fine. And they're not fine at all. Like the East Coast, for instance, where I'm from originally. People don't give a fuck how you're doing. Shit, they might even want to wish you a bad day. But out of these fake nuances, they'll say, how are you? How's everything today? Like, you really give a fuck. Now, I would love for someone from here to go to where I'm from, right? And somebody there asks them how they're doing, and then they just start unloading, especially like they do here, like in the line at a grocery store. Like there's 2 or 3 people standing behind you. And here people seem to be okay with it. They're courteous, they're polite, they're not rude. In fact, sometimes they just join in on a fucking conversation. It's like 4 people at the checkout having a nice talk. Oh, yeah. And then, they find out their kids go to school together and shit, and then now the kids are talking. It's a community. It's a community. Like, it baffles me because I grew up in a place where you thought, because you're told it's community and society and this shit, but it's not. It's not at all. This is a community. Like, everywhere you go around here, you feel like you're part of something. Or, depending on how you rub these people, whether it be the right or wrong way, you might feel like you're not a part of anything at all. Like, they might keep you on the outside because they don't trust you, because you've done something questionable in their eyes. But the thing is, at the core of every part of this country I've been in, it has always been the family. Those are the people I'm really, I love those people. I don't care what color you are. I don't even give a fuck if you like my color at all. Like, family, real family. I love family. I love family. I love any family. Any family that gets together to succeed at anything that they can succeed at is fucking okay in my book, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. And I always say it doesn't matter if these people like my skin color or not, because it doesn't. I don't intend on living around them. So why should I want anything bad to happen to them just because they may want something bad to happen to me? Or maybe they just don't want me around them. Like, oh God, brown guys, stay away. Shit. Right? Now, let's be real here. Let's be real here. Think about how cultures present themselves, right? In mainstream media, in music, and the things that people subscribe to every single day. And just think about, what does your culture say about your people? Ask yourself these questions. You have to ask yourself these questions. And now, of course, the media is biased. Of course, the media is going to put a spin on what it wants to put a spin on. But they have to find this shit first, right? Like, they can't just make stuff up. Not that they don't, they do. But those facts can easily be disproven as bullshit if one does just a little bit of digging. And since we have the internet these days, folks, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You have no reason to not know what you're trying to figure out. You know, you have internet, books, libraries still exist. There's still paper and pen. You know, people still write things down. There's still older people who know some things because they've experienced some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Transfer of information. That's what learning is. Transfer of information. Successful. The successful transfer of information between two people or a group of people and a person or whatever. It's like computers, right? It's like computers. You put some RAM in your computer, right? It learns that it needs to do some shit because that's what it's here for. So it fills in and does what it's supposed to do, right? Now, yeah, you're probably saying that doesn't mean learning at all. Well, shut the fuck up and let me explain my analogy first before you try to shove shit down my throat. Okay? I'm a strange individual, so I look at things in strange ways. Bam. You are a piece of RAM, right? Now, in this computer, which let's say is the school, there's already two other pieces of RAM. You know, the workload, what they need to learn, is immense. They can't do it alone, right? They can't do it alone. And you definitely can't do it by yourself. So they plug you in there. Bam! Now you and them are sharing information, because obviously they got to get you up to speed, right? Wow. So they bring you in. They're like, hey, this is what we've been doing, blah, 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 blah. This is what this fucking guy wants us to do. But, you know, we just don't have the processing power capable. Basically, which is just them saying, we haven't thought outside of this box. You're not from in this box, therefore you will think outside of this box. And that's how I'm making a comparison, folks. So see, it made sense. And you're like, no, it doesn't, because RAM is just a device that does things. So are we, right? So are we. So let's make the analogy make sense in a human standpoint. You've got 3 or 4 other kids. You got, let's say 2 kids in the class, right? They're doing some type of quantum mathematics. Now, they've been studying this shit for months, and they can't figure out this problem because they are looking at it the way they've been looking at it for the past 6 months, right? Now, they have another guy who's coming into the class. Now, he hasn't done exactly this, right? But he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. But not this right here. So they get him up to speed. Bow, they're telling him what's going on, right? Now, like I told you, he's new to this as far as what they've been doing. So he's got a fresh set of eyes on this thing, right? He's got a fresh set of eyes. Now, these 2 that have brought him in here did not bring him in here to, you know, talk shit to him and tell him, no, you're wrong because we've been doing it this way. No, they want to learn. So any idea that he throws out that they haven't already thought of is a good one, right? So now they're brainstorming. Pow, 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 pow. The processing's going on. Boom. They're coming up with ideas. They're trying them. It's not working, right? Finally, the new guy comes up with another idea. Hey, look at how much further we got with me, right? Now, maybe we need someone else here. Now you're probably saying, who's teaching who? They're teaching each other. They're teaching each other. You can't have one-way transfer of information. It doesn't work. There has to be give and take. You know, you can't overload people with it because then it doesn't stick. You know, that's why I like to give my sons the ability to question everything, except for dead set rules, which are usually put there for your safety. Like, don't go outside when there's flames falling from the sky because you could get burned. So don't do it. Now you're probably saying, who has to make that rule? I do. I have boys. Boys are adventurous. They want to do things. And the more dangerous those things are, sometimes the more interesting they are to the male. Piques the curiosity, has them wondering what could happen. Maybe I'll just throw something in the fire, and then something happens because the fire splashes up on them. Like, oh God, ah! You know? Men learn from trial and error. At least they did in the past. Now it's a little bit different, you know? But even then, it was a transfer of information. There were councils. Why? Because one person doesn't know it all. One person can't know it all. That's impossible. Besides the simple fact that everyone thinks differently. They may think similarly, but differently. You know, the end goal may be the same, but the way that we all get there could be completely and totally different. Right? Maybe you decide that the direct approach is the best approach because it's the fastest approach. Someone else may say the slow, methodical approach is the best approach. Now, of course, in the end, the results will probably be the same if the goal is the same. That's what I like about life. It's not even getting what I want. It's how I get what I want. You know, that's the fun part. What I learn along the way while doing so. That's the fun part. Because once I have what I want, I have it. You know, it's over with now. Like, done. It's no more adventure. Task complete. It's like pressing this button here, right? Or playing a video game. Perfect example. Playing a video game. You're on a quest to get this item. Now, of course, the reward of getting the item is good, but it's temporary. You know? You've gotten it now. Like, yeah! Done. Well, you can display it. But what is that reward a token of? The reward is a token of the experience that one went through to get the award, right? Like when you look at a trophy, you don't just think number one. At least I hope not, because that's pretty shallow. I would think like, God damn, yes, this fucking year. That trophy right there, that trophy represents 17 fucking games away where we almost lost, right? Fucking Tim was not having it. His arm was like a fucking cannon. I'd never seen him throw over 700 yards before. It was ridiculous. He was on point, hitting us like we were fucking targets on a battlefield with artillery. Pow! Football in the chest. I wanted to fall down, but the way he threw that ball, and he's so small, like if I fell over and shit, they would have laughed at me. So I had to go with the fury that he threw into that ball. It like transferred into me, like, and I charged into the end zone. And that was just one game. God, there was, you know what I'm saying? That's what the trophy represents. That's what the trophy represents. It represents everything, at least in my eyes, that it took to get there. That's what makes them important. So to me, a trophy doesn't have to be flashy. You could give me 2 rocks and paint congrats on it, and I'll know what they're for. I'll know what they're for. They'll be cherished just as much as some gold fucking cup. You know, those types of things are the types of things that I think most people in this world, simple people who just want to work and take care of their families, that's what we love. The experiences, the memories that are made just living life. Damn it, I tell you. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't think to myself, what, when I'm old and decrepit, which I hope is far from now, But when I'm sitting in my wheelchair with my little Afghan or whatever that lap blanket is, newspaper rolled up that I'm never reading but always reading, you know what I'm saying? Glasses down the rim of my nose. Hair gray, completely, maybe even white. This beard longer than Fu Manchu or the White Lotus, like, and it'll be braided, right? And I'll have it like wrapped around me and shit. Like I'll use it to smack people with, and they won't see it happening. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? I have like a little weighted ball at the end of it, so they feel it, like, like a little whip. Anyway, right? And I'm sitting there, in a wheelchair, maybe playing video games. I'm gonna play them until I can't. Why not? But anyway, I'm sitting there, and something will happen, right? Maybe I'll be listening to a song, and it'll transport me back to a time, whenever that memory came from, like a movie reel. Like, start spinning in my head, and I'll feel those emotions, and I'll feel the joy, and it'll be a wonderful experience to live, old to experience. Things don't give you experiences. The headaches, most of the things that I get from things, material things for that matter, especially stuff nowadays, it's not built to last. It's built to break, and that's frustrating. So that's what things do for me. They frustrate me. I like to have them, but my life is not made better because of them, except for the computers. They made the life better, of course, because we can game with them. But like, as you can see, we're pretty simple people. Like, we don't need a lot of stuff. And if we can make it ourselves, well, then we prefer to do so. You want art? Well, I'm an artist. I can paint art. My brother does so. So that's what we do. We like cartoons. So my son makes cartoons. Like, what the fuck? Video games? He's working on those too. He's working on one right now, folks. I tell you right now. When it drops, mark my words. Mark my words. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. I'm serious. Mark my words. This game is going to be one of the most popular games in decades. And it's real simple. But the theme behind it, like how he came up with it, was us just sitting here. We were all just listening to music and talking. And there was this funny thing that he had found on YouTube, and it cracked me the fuck up. I was like, it would be hilarious, right? Like, it would be hilarious if somebody, like, just made a cartoon out of this little Michael Jackson thing that he was listening to, and he was like, oh, and then he did what he did. Like I said, it's just Michael Jackson. That's all I'm going to say. Michael Jackson and game, okay? Michael Jackson and game. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Want to know more? You'll have to continue to tune into his channel, where he discusses what he does. And he's pretty amazing, guys. And I'm not just saying this because he's my kid. Well, half of it is because he's my kid. But the other half is because if you actually got a chance to meet him and talk to him and, like, really pick his brain, he's a smart little kid, dude. Like, he's not 13. He's just 13 in number. He's definitely not 13 in, like, mental, psychological age. It's like he's been here before. Like my grandmother would say, fucking fruit fly, I swear to fucking God, if you don't go find some goddamn fruit to fly around, that's what your name is, fruit fly! Fuck! Not face fly, not beer fly, not computer fly, not keyboard fly or mouse fly or desk fly, fruit fly. Anyway, right? It's like I said, pretty amazing stuff. It excites me to watch it. Because when I was younger, I wanted to do all these things, but there weren't the tools. Animation was, I don't even know what it was back then, like a piece of paper, several pieces of paper, like a flip book. I did one or two of those, and it was fun. But then I thought about it, right? Like, this isn't, no, I'm not going to do this all the time. This is ridiculous. I have to draw the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And now I'm tired of it, and I don't want to do it anymore. Now I'm tired. Now it's too much work. I don't have, like, the mental patience to do half the shit that I want to do. Like, I really don't. And I want to do a lot of shit, but some of it I just am like, nope, I'm not doing that. It takes too long. I want results now. I'm very impatient when it comes to things like that. Like, I'm surprised I'm doing so well with growing my peppers. Because the very first few times I did it, like literally, I tried to rush nature. I'm not even joking with you. I rushed nature. I'm like, I'm gonna keep the light on 24 hours a day. You'll get no rest, plant. You need no darkness. You'll drink this water with fertilizer because I said so. Like I'm thinking it's like a person somehow. Like I'm gonna force it to grow bigger and faster. And they got big pretty quickly, but then that's it. They just got big and then they didn't do anything. They just were like plants. And I was perplexed and I was mad about it. Like they didn't flower at all. At all. Just plants. And I don't know if I did something wrong. Obviously, I obviously did something wrong. Maybe there's somebody out there in the plant world that can tell me what exactly that was that I did that made them become plants and live but not flower. Not do what they were supposed to do. Pretty plants, but just no flowers or pods. Now these ones out here, god damn it, pods of many. I'm quite pleased with myself, to be honest with you. And I'm being extremely patient. Extremely patient. And I'm not a patient person. Because I want to make hot sauce with them so fucking bad. I have some really cool varieties that have some like really distinct flavors. The Uchu cream, one of the rarest peppers of its type, out of Japan. Variegated. Very colorful. Very beautiful leaves. And the peppers themselves start out like a creamy white. And then they fade to an orange. And then from the orange they turn like a bright red. But in the midst of doing this, the whole entire plant is lit up like this. So it's got like oranges and creams and reds, different shades all over the plant. So it's a very pretty plant. They call it ornamental, but listen, that's a waste of peppers. They can be eaten. You know your boy's gonna eat them, and they can be eaten. I heard they're great in stir fries, which I love making. You know, and I haven't made a stir fry in a while. So, oh boy. Not only am I making sauces with these peppers, but I'm going to cook with these peppers as well. Some new pico de gallo, some new guacamole. Oh, wait till the tacos are slapping our faces. Because you guys aren't where it can slap you in the face. Unless you just so happen to be in the Mercer County area, which if you are watching and you're from the Mercer County area, well, get at your boy, Know It About ChAoS, TS, at gmail.com. And find out when I'm making tacos or lasagnas or anything else. And I feel like sharing. Because, you know, sharing is caring and my food is delicious. I promise you that. I promise you that. You have not had food like mine. Because when I get in that kitchen, son, and ladies, men and women, old and young, I'm like an alchemist, right? I look at my refrigerator. I don't have any recipes. I don't do that. Sometimes I will. But for the most part, people, I think of what I want something to taste like. And I think of the things that I have in my house. And I think of how to make those things taste like what I want the food to taste like. And it's usually spot the fuck on. What style of food do I cook, you say? Just food. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what you would call it. Ethnic or Hispanic, black, Asian. It's me. It's a mix of all the different foods and flavors that I love. And if I can mix them all together, sometimes I do. It's not easy to all the time. You know, sometimes mixing Asian style cuisine with other styles of cuisine can be off-putting. You know, that's like if I were to put, let's say, General Tso's chicken on like some Jamaican rice and beans. Two totally different flavors. They're gonna clash. But you could do something like a General Tso's chicken. Change the sauce just a little bit, but keep it sweet and hot. But change the sweet from the type of sweet that it is to something more like mango-y or perhaps banana. Then that would pair well with the Jamaican rice and beans, especially if you get some fried plantain to go on it. Bam. General Tso's Jamaican chicken, rice and beans style. Pow! You know you want to try it. Now, have I ever made it? No, but now I'm going to because I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. That's how my brain works with hot sauce too. Like sometimes I'll just be sitting there looking at peppers and I'll think to myself, what could I combine these peppers with that is going to give them a flavor most delicious and extraordinary without me having to go out and buy some shit that has chemicals in it, dyes, or preservatives. My hot sauces are 100% natural. 100% natural. No additives, no preservatives, none of that added nothing. The sweetnesses come from the fruits, no sugars, except for in ChAoS Tears. ChAoS Tears is the only one of my hot sauces that contains what you may or may not consider an additive. The additives being brown sugar and soy sauce. But that's it. Other than that, once again, all natural. Now, when I figure out how to make my own vinegars and my own soy sauces, well, it's going to be a fucking super game changer because, well, I've got some vinegar ideas that I think I'm going to keep to myself right now because if I tell anybody, then they're going to do them first. And if they do them first, I'll be mad. I'll be mad. I'll be so fucking mad. Like, oh, they stole it. Because no one's going to believe it came from me, right? They're like, who the fuck are you? You have like 264 fucking subscribers. Nobody listens to you or watches you. Your last video got one view. And it was probably someone you know and told to do that, right? Probably. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't care to like be fake and phony and have fake followers or fake subscribers. I'd rather the people that subscribe to my channel subscribe to it because, well, it's me and my sons. And it's stuff that we do, you know, the gaming and me and the storytelling and shit like that. Oh, speaking of which, right now, Depraved is on hold. Reason being, the blue virus that my fucking phone has, although it doesn't mess with the camera, is messing with the filter on the camera. So I can't do Depraved the way I normally do. And I don't want to go changing up the fucking main character of it. That's just not what I'm going to do. Now, I could and be like, oh, well, I was filling in for... No. That, to me, destroys the integrity of the show. So until further notice, which I'm working on it, we're going to have to, you know, put a hold on Depraved. But in its place, I plan on doing some more ghost stories, like from the books, like I used to, reading from the books. You know, and Rosalind's probably going to pop back in every now and then. Plush will get fleshed out a little bit more and become its own series, because that's actually pretty fun. My son's having fun animating that. Ghost stories from around the world as well, which will probably just be along with the same book thing. So yeah, I'm going to try to fill in the gaps. And I've got all these videos, gaming videos I need to post, but every time I sit down to do something, I don't feel like doing it because I'm tired. You know? It's been a fucking last month. It was rough. Actually, it was rough from June to July. It was rough. Come to think of it, it's been kind of rough since we moved in here. Like, we had like maybe a couple of months, October, November, December. Yeah, like a couple of months where things was just great. Like October, November. Then December hit, close towards Christmas. Then COVID just punched me in the fucking face. Hard. For no reason. I wasn't even bothering it, you know? I mind my own motherfucking business. Came over there, just knocked me the fuck out. But it hasn't even been, it's not even the whole financial thing. Like, the financial part of it is getting much, much better compared to where it was, like, the few months after that. Like, January, February, March, April, May, came back, finally. Then June was another quick, pow, kick the legs out from under you. Ah! But currently, things are... things are better. They're better. I can say that they're better, you know. mentally we're getting better. Like we've suffered some fucked up shit, I would say. Like people that you would think we would otherwise be able to trust, we couldn't trust. And they let us know this. They let us know this in ways that are extremely hurtful, I should say, you know. I'm not gonna like sit here and talk about these people by name because to me, speaking on them by name gives them some shred of acknowledgement, which is what they want, you know, because they're both extremely selfish, extremely caught up in their delusions. And they're not living in reality. And the unfortunate thing for them is one day they're going to wake up because the lies that they're telling everyone, they're telling to themselves as well, and they're telling so many of them that they can't keep them straight. And it's miserable to watch someone when they have cornered themselves with lies and they literally don't know what to do. So they just start lashing out at everyone else like everyone else is the fucking problem. And those types of people are extremely dangerous because they will burn your life down. They'll burn your life down just because. Just be fucking cuz. So to have two people very close to me and my sons that are those types of people and have done very terrible things to us, trying to destroy us, like literally tried to destroy us. Instead of just leaving us the fuck alone. Right? And we're not bothering them. Trust me, we're not. We're not calling them. We're not fucking trolling them. We're not talking to them. We're not talking shit about them. As you can see, I'm calmly stating facts. They are terrible individuals. And they will, one day, reap what they have sown. They will reap what they've sown. They'll have no choice but to, because it's like rotten fruit, right? Like, I'm describing them as rotten fruit because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be extremely negative here. I don't want to give them that. But they're like a rotten fruit. Like, it takes time for it to become what one just won't even have in their house because it's full of flies and maggots and shit. One of them, for us, is already there. One of them for us is there. But see, here's the problem with people like that, folks. Rot doesn't reverse. So they're going to continue to do that because they are rotten. And rotting rots until it completely decays into nothing. And that's what they're doing. And that's exactly what they'll do to you. Think of them as a gangrenous pustule that you don't want on you. Because if it gets on you, its toxicity will extend to you. And it will begin to rot you out. You know, being around people like that for a very long period of time changes you. And not, well, sometimes for the better, if you're aware of it. But a lot of times you find out that it changes you for the worse. I used to be a very affectionate person. I'm not affectionate anymore. Like, not in the littlest bit. It just doesn't interest me to be affectionate. To my sons, yes, because they're my sons. But to anybody else, I just don't feel like, what's the point? Why? I believe everybody has a fucking agenda, even if they don't. They just do. You know, that's how I feel now. And this is because of the toxic fucking bullshit that we put up with. So, like, I'm just not interested in people as much as I used to. But then when me and my youngest son go out and we have these really crazy interactions with people and they're really cool, it warms my heart again. But then I think about the pain that people closest to us have caused us, and I don't expect anybody who's not close to us to do that because we've also been fucked over by people who aren't that close to us. You know, it's been a fucked over type of, yeah. Anyway, let's not dwell on that because we've been extremely successful too as far as making it. You know, like I said, we're on our own out here. It's me and my boys. That's what we are all we got. You know, we're all we got. You know, we got my cousin Mina, you know, so she's cool as fuck, you know. And some fucking bastards came to my doors pretending to be police, questioning my kids about the whereabouts of my brother and shit, you know. Illegal shit. When I find out who you are, well, I'm going to find out who you are. Let's just say that. I'm not going to make any threats because I'm not threatening. I'm going to promise you that we will speak. Me, you, and your partner are going to speak. And my sons. But we're going to speak. I'm going to speak to you. Okay? We're going to have a nice conversation about why you don't do what you did. Because I'm pretty sure if I came knocking on your door looking for anybody and you weren't there and I questioned your fucking spouse if she was there, you wouldn't be too happy about it. Well, you questioned my kids. Okay? Just remember that. Okay? That's why you didn't come back here looking again. Because you know what you did was fucking wrong. Anyway. Me and my sons. Experiences plenty. Plenty. And it's been a wonderful experience most of the time. We've made some good memories. But one of the things that I've enjoyed most about all of this is I've learned just how strong we are. You know, like things we think we can't do, we do. And then it just becomes easy, I guess. I don't stress out as much about shit like, oh, points a job. It's real simple. Don't miss work. Yeah, it sounds crazy. You should be able to fucking take a day off if you're sick, if you properly call off without having to get points, but it's not like that. They don't allow it, so that's just what the fuck it is. So, a couple days ago, your boy, his guts was bubbling. Bathroom like 20 fucking times. I'm sure they didn't like it, but guess what? This is what you asked for. You want me to be at work, and I'm gonna work while I can. When I can't, I won't. And I will. All day. But I'm going to the bathroom when I have to because we're not going to have any accidents. That's just not going to work for me, and it's not going to work for you because it's not working for me. So yeah, my stomach was tore up, man. That shit was bad. And I mean, not to put you guys all up in my business, but if you've ever had the runs, you know what I'm talking about. You know how it feels after you've gone to the bathroom pretty much the entire day. The entire day. It's not fucking fun. It feels terrible. Well, let's not talk about how your asshole feels. And then, of course, my dumb ass, eating spicy shit. Spicy shit. I'm talking about it was already spicy, but here I am with the hot red pepper flake fucking coating the whole top of whatever it was, I forget, till it's all red. Like you couldn't even see what the food was anymore. It was just red pepper flake. You know, I'm thinking I'm better today. Ate that shit. Then had some cheese. Pizza. You know what I'm saying? You see how stupid I am? Like how dumb is that? How dumb is that? You just had diarrhea the day before. The fucking day before you were miserable. Fucking little fever and shit. You're not crying, but you want to cry. Then the day after, you go and have some super hot, spicy shit. Then, on top of it, eat some pizza. At work. Oh, man, I tell you, 1 o'clock in the morning, I came off that fucking line, made beeline for the bathroom. Fire. Leapt. I want you to understand, it didn't shoot, it leapt as if it were jumping from a mountaintop from my ass. And it hurt like fucking hell. Oh God. And then I got home and my stupid ass ate more hot, spicy food because it's so fucking good. And then I woke up this morning and it was part 2 of the same thing. I literally sat in the bathroom and cut my hair while I sat on the toilet because I was sitting on the toilet for that long. But who wants to talk about my fucking shit habits? God damn it. I know what you want. I know what you want. And I have what you want right here. Okay? I have it. Once again, it's playing the music from the fucking speakers that's somewhere. We won't do that. Give me the right speakers. Let's go. You're making me angry. Friday. What do I plan on doing today when I get home from work? Where the fuck is my goddamn... There we go. So now, you know... Excuse me. I want you to understand something. I have crazy fucking dreams because I have an extremely vivid imagination. I mean, I'm constantly seeing things happening that aren't happening. And it's not hallucinations, folks. So don't think that I'm like walking around here hallucinating and shit. It's not hallucinations. Like I said, I have a very vivid imagination. So like when I'm looking at things, I just imagine what if. And depending on whatever, you know, state of mind I'm in, it could be wonderful things, or it could be what it is most often, which is like me being really angry about shit and wishing that it would not exist in the way that it does. You mean like what? Like, you know, what if, one of my favorite things to discuss, one of my favorite subjects is, you know, having superpowers and shit. Like what I would do if I had superpowers. And what kind of superpowers I would want. Now, like I told you guys before, super strength and like invulnerability. But then I started thinking like, what about if I had the power to control people, right? Like telepathically and shit. And take over their actual being. Sort of like a shapeshifter. Except I leave my body behind and get inside theirs. Sort of like possession. But while I'm in them, I can still control other people. Now you're probably saying, what the fuck is the purpose of being able to possess said person if you can already control people? Well, I can't control everyone at the same time. If I could, then fine. There would be no need for this power. But, you know, at max, I can control like 6 people, right? And they have to be around where I can at least feel them, you know? So within like shouting distance. It's not like a ultimate god power, you know? It's just telepathically control anyone that I can think of. Because like, why would I? Could you imagine how that would fucking not be good? Like you can hear everyone's fucking thoughts that you don't even know exist yet. Like you've never even seen these people, but you hear their thoughts. But then I guess you would die. Your brain would implode on itself. It would implode on itself. Why would it implode on itself? Because that is sensory fucking overload. Your brain would literally shut down, liquefy itself, and come out your asshole. And then you would be like this shell of a person, vegetable, so to speak. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. That's why, you know, I would limit it to just 6 people that I control, and I could possess someone. So now, like I said, back to why it's important for me to be able to possess people if I can control people. Here's a scenario, right? Let's just say I decide I want to be a bank robber for whatever strange reason, and I'm not going to use these powers for some good. I want to use them for bad, right? So I decide, bam, I'm going to possess some douchebag that nobody likes, right? I'm going to possess him leave my body chilling somewhere safe, right? Safe, doing what it does, resting. I'll leave it and jump in this person's body. Now, once I jump in their body and possess them, I'm them. You know, they're no longer who they are. And no, They don't go into my body. They're trapped in their own little pocket of their brain where I'm laughing at them while I'm doing stuff with their body that they don't want me to do. Like, he's a douchebag in my eyes, probably not a douchebag in his own. So he's not happy about what I'm about to do. And he can watch this whole thing. He's a passenger in his mind. That's part of the power. Like, they have to watch you do shit with their body. Could you imagine if he had a wife that he really loved and she really loved him and you're just pounding his wife? Now, I'm not saying I would do that because I wouldn't be interested in anything like that. But could you imagine if I was and he had to watch? That would suck. You're trapped in your own body, but you're not the one using it. Torture. So anyway, right? Bam. Now I've got him. Now I want to rob this bank, but I'm going to need, just so conveniently, I'm going to need 6 people besides myself. So of course, I'm going to go and approach these people as him. So they never know who the fuck I am, right? The authorities are going to be looking for somebody. They're going to be like, that guy is a telepath, right? Boom. Here's what happens. Bank robbery is done. I release these people. They snitch on me, who's not really me. It's me possessing him, and he is me. So they think he's me, and they come get me. Bam. These people that I controlled tell the government, oh, he's telepathic, he controlled us, blah, blah, blah. But they don't know my other power is that I, right now, I'm possessing this guy. So, of course, I'm talking all types of shit and, like, controlling every now and then one of them, but I'm acting like I can't really, control them fully, which I can't control all of them. So, they're like, oh, he needs 6. So I'm controlling 6 of them, but they have, like, 12 people. So, like, I'm making them fight each other, right? But then I'm switching off which one I'm controlling, because at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. And at some point, I stop controlling all of them, and I just walk out the door because they're beating each other's asses. This is hilarious. But anyway, right, now they're looking for this guy, and they're like, oh my God, he's dangerous. He made us beat each other's asses. We don't know how long we were beating each other's asses after he had left control of us, but we were beating each other's asses something fierce. Jim's out for 2 weeks. His back is bad. I don't know if I beat him or he attacked me as him. We're all confused right now. Okay, and I just want that to be known. Anyway, listen. This is the guy. Here's a picture of the guy that they think I am, which I am, but I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? So boom, they go beat him up. Now, of course, right up until they, get ready to handcuff him and take him out the house, I'm him. So I'm talking cash shit. Leap out of his body, pow. They're on him. I go back to my body like everything is everything. I've got the money that I robbed. He's the one that's getting in trouble for it. In fact, they're gonna pick his fucking brain. He's not even going to jail. He's going to some special secret lab somewhere where they're gonna keep fucking trying to make him possess things. Well, not possess things. Trying to make him like telepathically control shit. No telekinesis. I can't move things with my mind. Just control 6 people and possess 1. That's it. And when I say control them, like I can't see through their eyes and all that other shit. Just like I can make them do what I want them to do to a certain degree. You know what I mean? They're still in control of themselves. I just have very strong influence. The one I'm possessing, I am them, so I control everything they do. It's a very interesting thing. Like, yeah, you're probably like, who thinks about stupid ass shit like this? Me. I do. I think about stupid ass shit like this all the time. Because it would be cool as fuck, like one day, you're sitting there chilling outside, meteor goes flying past your face, a little small rock, pebble, tiny one, but it would still be a meteor, just what it is, just not a big one. Flies past you, sizzles, you feel a small burn, right? You see it, it bubbles up, but then it goes away. A week later, you notice that your skin is feeling kind of tough, right? You're not thinking anything of it. You're like, oh, it's a scar from when that damn meteorite whizzed past my face. Burnt it. But what you don't know is you've got stardust. Stardust is in your body now. And it's not from here, so it doesn't react like dirt in the wound does. This thing has little nanites in it, like fucking nanobots from another planet. Now these things have started to re-encode your DNA to make it stronger because it saw what happened when it burnt the side of your face, and it didn't like that. So now it's infected you, but it doesn't want to get rid of you. It just wants to improve you, right? I know what you're thinking. What is he doing? I'm doing what I do, and that's talk about crazy stuff. So, right, boom. Let's say I'm that guy. Now, I've got these powers that I have, which is the 6 controlled people, it's a fucking possession thing. Now I've got stardust in my face. Nanites, improving me. Every time you do something, you get injured, they improve it. I talk loudly, they make me talk even louder. I fucking roar like a goddamn beast. But then they found out that wasn't good, so they toned it back down. They made it controllable for different situations. They found out that I wanted to try holding my breath, and they made it so I can hold my breath and breathe underwater. They grow these little gills right out of my skin. I told you, they're nanite robots. They changed me and my DNA to be little tiny machines within a bigger machine, which is me. Still alive, flesh and bone, so it seems, but living what it is that I am now, which is some metal compound from a planet far from here. I know, you're like, this guy has lost his fucking mind. And yes, I have lost my mind because they replaced it with a much faster one. Processing power to the level of quantums. Quantums, not quantum, quantums. There are quantums, many. You just don't know about it because your brains are way, way underdeveloped. I'm not using 100% of a human brain. No, I'm using 50% of a nanite brain. And 50% of a nanite brain is like 200% of 200 human brains. The processing power is immense. I can calculate most things within mere seconds. This is good beer. See? Seconds. Now, with these new powers of mine, right? I'm unstoppable. Once again, what do I do? What do I do with all these powers? The ability to basically adapt almost immediately. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Like, if I'm getting hurt a lot, wouldn't that just make me into some big, gigantic, armored beast? No, because they don't want to change my outward appearance. That doesn't help them. Them, yes, there's... I don't even know if there's a word to describe how many they are. It's far beyond billions. Well past zillions. If there's a such thing as gajillions, well, there's more of them than that, too. It's a lot. A lot. But as I was saying, what would I do? What would I do if I had all those powers? The same thing I would do any other time. Bully bullies. Savagely. Anybody who thinks it's okay to fucking maim, murder, kill innocent people in the name of anything, I would get rid of them. And I would get rid of those people who are like, I was just following orders. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Just following. Open your fucking ears, listen, observe, you have eyes, smell, because if it stinks of shit, it probably is. You don't have to taste it. You can usually figure things out with a little sniff, a little looking, and a little listening. You don't have to touch it either. If it looks dangerous, it probably is. But anyway, me and my powers, I obviously head into war zones. And I would get on the ground with the soldiers that are in those trenches, in any trenches or bunkers or whatever they're in. I'd say, listen, do you really want to do this? Like, do you really want to do this? And of course, they'd be looking at me like, who the fuck are you and why are you asking me questions? They're going to be hardcore at first, you know? They're going to be hardcore at first. Then I'm going to make one just explode. Because I'd be able to do that because my nanites would have given me the ability to do this, because they would say, hey, he's up against thousands. We need to give him the ability to explode shit fast. So this guy would be vaporized immediately, and bloody as fuck it would be. Like, what would literally happen is everything but his plasma would remain. No, his plasma. Nothing but his plasma would remain. So you would see like bones disintegrate and skin disappear. Like, it would happen in funny phases, so that they would have to watch this and be terrified as they watch their friend or comrade or just whoever they got thrown over there with slowly turn into a puddle of red mush and then splash the ground on them. Then I would ask the next one, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to kill those people over there? If not, then go home. Put your guns down. Go home to your families. And I promise you, you'll be able to live with them for as long as I exist, without having to shoot the guy over there who's not really bothering you. Now, of course, there's going to be a few that are going to hesitate. Why, I don't know. Then there's going to be those that are going to try to shoot at me. Why, I do know, because they're afraid now. Those will be made examples of as well. Like, in another really gruesome way, because now I've got these powers of nanobots and nanites and shit. So I'm going to extend my arms, sort of like Stretch Man, Stretch Armstrong, whatever the fuck they call him, Elastic Man. I'm going to grab a hold of their two heads, right? Then I'm going to put some of those little nanite bots into them so that it dissolves this side of their faces. Then I'm going to connect them together, right? I'm going to connect them together. Then I'm going to feed into them the thoughts of the guy who got turned into plasma the moment before he realized what was happening to him. And in the moment he did realize what was happening to him, and there was nothing he could do about it. And I'm going to loop that in their brain, and then I'm going to loop their brains together. And then I'm just going to sit them in the corner there, right? And I'm going to let everybody watch that for a little while. Then I'm going to float them up and show them to the world. And I'm going to tell people, I'm going to connect you all to this. Right now, they are going through the most agonizing and excruciating pain known to man, repeatedly, on a loop. And then it's being looped through each brain there. So it's being multiplied in all things bad until it comes back to you. It's like a fucking particle accelerator, folks, except it's never going to hit and go boom. It's just going to keep gaining momentum, gaining more and more momentum in their minds. This agony is just going to turn them into a creature that no one wants to see. And then I'm going to unleash this creature on people who want to cause this type of pain. And that'll be its only purpose, is to eradicate and silence those who would cause the pain that they are now suffering eternally in their heads. Crazy shit, right? That is some crazy fucking shit. Unleashing their torrents of fucking bullshit upon themselves. The fear that they are causing people who sit there in their homes wondering when a bomb is going to fall on it, or some soldiers are going to come in and rape their women and kill their children in the name of whatever fucking bullshit they're fighting. I just don't know why war is ever considered necessary nowadays. I can understand way back then, but right now it really isn't necessary. I mean, how are we warring with each other and everybody can talk to each other on social media? It makes no sense to me. Like, how are we still doing this? Have we not gotten to a level of advancement which makes us a little bit smarter than what we were 20 or 30 years ago? Like, it seems like we've gotten dumber. I mean, I don't want to die because some asshole in Russia somewhere decides that he wants to nuke the Ukrainians because they can't beat them. Okay, so they're getting help from the West. Well, you're a much bigger country than them. What did you expect? Did you expect everybody to just sit there and let this happen? No. They remember World War II. Putin, you're acting like Hitler right now. No, you're not killing Jews and shit, putting people in concentration camps and such. But the reasoning is just the same. Oh, we potentially might have to fight these countries, so let's fight them now. That makes no sense whatsoever. That makes no sense whatsoever. That's stupid as fuck. Now you're being invaded. I could go on about this conflict, but as a ultra being that I am, I would go in there and quickly silence that shit. Zelensky, I would float out of his bunker. And Putin, I'd float out of his bunker. Then I would meld the two of them together like I did the other things, with the pain and the agony that they've caused all their people over there. And then I would send them after whatever wants to hold out and do that stuff. And then after they've completed their task, I'll destroy them. Simple as that, because they'd serve no more purpose. Now what happened to any leader anywhere that thinks that sending a bunch of people to die simply because they can is okay? They'll die, but not first. Not like they're letting these people die. No, like I said, the loop of agony, the loop, brains melded together so that they can share in it. Because each one of them has their own fears, you know what I mean? So I want them to experience each other's fears, so they can know how fucked up they are to that person, while that person can know how fucked up they are to the other. So they can realize your fears have caused you to cause your people to go through what you fear. You could have just left all of this fucking shit alone. But no. Here we are, a year or two later. Now you're getting your asses kicked again. World War III, they say, is on the horizon. World War III is happening right the fuck now. What the fuck are we talking about? Stupid. You're gonna let them tell you when a world war is happening? Where in the world is there not war right now? Where in the world is there not war? So what, is it only when America gets involved in something they actually title it a world war? I'm wondering, because that's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Like, who names these wars? Is there a war naming fucking council? Alright, let's get together. Listen. We had a whole bunch of shit going on over there. Which spilled into the shit that was happening over there. Now that shit that happened over there ended up happening way over there with those guys from this way that said they don't want those guys over there doing this. This guy attacked that guy. Now we've got the whole world fighting. What are we gonna call that? Well, let's call it World War I. Why one? Well, we'll probably do that. Like, seriously, was it always called World War I? No, of course not. I think some of the names are like the Great War or whatever. But I'm sure it wasn't called World War I when it occurred. And if it was called World War I when it occurred, well, goddamn. Like, we already knew there was a part 2 before part 2? Shit. That's what I'd like to look up, because I've never really studied that part of history. Is, when did World War I become World War I? And don't we think naming it World War I and giving it these sequences makes people want a sequel? Like, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, right? Like, but if you put a 1 in front of something, then people expect a 2. They might be waiting for a 3. And with the way they do movies these days, shit, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They just keep going on and on and on until eventually they change the name of the movie to something totally different, because it has become something such one. The timetable, right? The timetable is what baffles me. Let me turn off the air conditioner here. so you can hear what I'm saying, right? Like, I often ask myself, what would I do if, like, there was war in America? Like, actual war, like an invader came here. Now, here's the honest to God truth, right? If you're not American and we're invaded by a foreign power, and let's just say radio and television are down, we don't know who it is. We don't know what group it is. We know it's a country, let's just say that much. It's not like a terrorist organization. It's not the Muslims. It's not like the Koreans. You know, it's not anybody in America. Let's just say that for some strange reason, everyone in America is for America at this point. Like, no one is trying to fuck anybody else up. Like, no, they don't care about white, black, none of that shit, right? Well, how would we react if we thought this way and we felt this way? How would we tell who's American and who's not American in America? I mean, yeah, there's speech and the way one talks and stuff like that, but there are people who have lived in this country and they don't speak the language, or they speak the language with whatever accent that they have. You know what I'm saying? And this may be for years because they stated themselves. How would we tell? I mean, obviously, if they were invading this country, it would be easy to tell because they'd just be shooting and blowing us up. But what if they look like some of the people who live here, right? Do we then turn on those people too? See, these are the types of questions I'd be asking myself. And not because I'd want to, but let's think about it. What if America was on the losing end of it, right? Like, they got invaded and we were getting our asses kicked. Now, if the group of people that's invading the country has a populace here, I'm gonna think that they may side with the winning group. Like, why would they want to die if they know that we're gonna lose? I mean, me being an American, I'm gonna die because I'm not living under somebody else's shit in this country. It's bad enough we gotta live under these fucking whacked out goddamn politicians and shit, but definitely don't want to deal with somebody else coming over here like telling us what we have to do, removing our rights or whatever they may do. Shit, they may free us. I doubt it very seriously, because their version of freedom is different from ours. Although it's not 100% totally free, it is still a freedom that we are familiar with. That is what bonds us together as Americans. Familiarity. We don't know for certain what the other guy in America is doing, but we know we're American. We're familiar with the way we do things in America. And that's enough most of the time for us. You know? Most of the time. But there's so many enemies right now. You know? There's so many enemies right now, like, to America. Like, it's really not a good time in the world to be American. You never know who's going to want to just fuck you up simply because of your government's political fucking stance in the world. Right now, I don't even know what our political stance is. We're involved in so much shit, and to me, we're on the wrong end of some of these things that we're involved in. Like, I really feel that way. Like, how do you walk away from some of the tarnish and mud and dirt that is now on this country? You can't just wipe it off. You can't. Like, you may want to, but you can't. Like, we as a people have to live with what this government has done repeatedly, not only to others, but to us as a nation of people who have been sworn to be protected by this government. Or maybe we weren't sworn to be protected by it. Maybe we need to read the Constitution and the goddamn Bill of Rights a little more closely, folks. Maybe we need to educate ourselves on the law, and not so we can figure out a way to fucking break it, so we can understand what the fuck they're doing, because they're doing these things within the law. Now, I don't know how it works for them. It doesn't work for us, But we need to figure that out, people. We need to figure that out. Right now is the time to be learning and studying and preparing, not for war, not for violence, but preparing to transcend your mind into one of building communities again, bringing back that close-knitness that when you're going in the grocery store and they're talking about potential projects happening, and you hear that the general consensus of the community is that they don't want this project to happen. And I agree with them, because I am now a part of this community. And I've seen what projects that they're talking about bringing around, the types of things that they want to do, are not good and will lead to an extreme difference of things here in the negative way over time. Unless, of course, they are very vigilant in protecting what it is that they have. But they can only do this as a community. If they don't do it as a community, it won't get done. Developers will come in who are not from here. They'll see the beauty of this place, the beauty of this community, right? And they'll try to sell that. You cannot sell community. You can't sell it. It's not for sale. You either are part of it because you are part of it. You can't buy your way into it. There's no membership fee. There's no application. There's living like you're part of a community, which means respecting the general rules of a community, whatever that community's rules may be. Maybe it's a general thing that they frown upon drinking in public. Now, maybe there's no particular law about it, but you get funny looks when you do it. Don't do it. Why? Because it disturbs the community. Drink your fucking beer wherever they would prefer you to drink your beer. Why make waves? You moved into their community. If you're not willing to conform to the rules of the community from which you choose to live in, well, then you shouldn't live there. Go find one that has more of a setting that you're used to or that you want, or learn to adapt. I did. I've had to. I like to play my music loud. People don't like that around here. Now, of course, I'm thinking to myself, well, I pay my rent, I buy my things, I should be able to do what the fuck I want. And if I lived in a place where it was like that, that would be fine. But then, do I really want to live in a place that's like that? No, I don't, because I like my peace and quiet. So even though I do like to occasionally listen to my music loud, I don't. Why? Because it disturbs my neighbors. And these people are my community. And I respect my community. So I have conformed. If I want to listen to it really loud, guess what? I put on some headphones. I don't get to feel my house shake with bass. Oh my God. Besides, every now and then I get a chance to pump up the volume. Pump up the volume, dance. Well, I don't dance, but I do pump up the volume. You know, life is simple. Life is simple as fuck. We complicate it with all this nonsense. Like, some of the laws that I've seen in the books and things is like just really stupid laws. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, you don't have anything else better to do with your time than to come up with really dumb laws that no one's even thinking about until you break one of these obscure laws that you're like, huh? There's a law against this? Like, alright. If there are any children in the room, please remove them from the room. Okay, good. Now they're removed. In some states, from what I understand, oral sex is illegal. Probably the very religious states. I know, and also anal sex is illegal. Now, here's what I'd like to know. Like, could you imagine being the police officer that has to respond to said illegality, right? You know, somebody calls the cops because they see this guy and this girl going ham, right? And he's tearing her ass up. Or maybe she's tearing his ass up with a strap on. Either way, sodomy is going on, right? Sodomy's happening. Somebody calls the cops. Hey! 911, what's your emergency? Someone is getting fucking ass fucked. Where? In the ass! No, where's the ass fucking happening at? Oh, on the corner of West and 3rd Street. They're in their apartment, but I can see them clearly. They're ass fucking. We'll be right over, right? Like, they're gonna be right. And so, how does this work now? Like, this is what I'd like to know for those places who make these laws. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna knock on someone's fucking door? You know, they come to the door sweating and panting. What's going on, officer? Shit, I'm busy. What do you need? We got a call. Can we come in? No, actually you can't. I'm butt-ass naked and so's my wife. We're in the middle of something. What do you need? Well, we got reports that you're in here pounding your wife's ass. I am pounding her ass. What? Who called you? Someone witnessed you sodomizing your wife. Yeah, I sodomize her all the time. We're gonna have to come with a... What? It's illegal here in such and such county in such and such place. What do you mean it's illegal? It's illegal for you to sodomize anything. Well... What? Huh? It's my wife. In my house. Well, sorry, that's the law. Like, seriously. Could you imagine being the cop that has to serve that sentence? I mean, to go to this call, like, you know, you're at the door, you're smelling the butt sex. You're smelling it. Hot butt sex. You're smelling it. You're not happy about it. But you don't want to arrest them for it, you know? Like, you don't even know why they have this law in the books. Like, why are they even enforcing this shit? Aren't there worse things? Like, what are you protecting from this man and his wife fucking in the ass? Is it gross? Yeah, it's disgusting, but it's their business. But there are laws. Dumbass laws. Like laws that said liquor stores couldn't be open on Sunday. Why not? Oh, that's right, because churches give you wine and shit on Sunday in church, so they don't want their fucking hustle being knocked. I'm just saying. I be saying a lot of shit. A lot of it doesn't make any sense to most people. Makes sense to me though. Like, you know what should be extremely illegal? You know, like extremely illegal. Not viewed as a fucking disease or a condition. Because it may be a disease, it may be a condition, right? So is psychopaths and sociopaths. You want to remove them from society, so why don't we do that with pedophiles, right? Or MAPS, as they want to call themselves now, minor addicted people. And you know, I think pedophiles are unfortunately mostly portrayed as males, because no one ever wants to call the chick who's screwing the kid in class a fucking pedophile. No, she's a hot teacher who's doing inappropriate things. No, she's a fucking pedophile. Okay, she just doesn't have a fucking dick. She's still fucking up some kid's life for life. Because when he gets older, she's not gonna give two shits about him. And he's gonna be all wrapped up in this shit because he's a young prepubescent child who is getting all this attention from a grown woman. He's gonna swear he's in love. He might actually be in love in his young mind. She'll get pregnant, have a kid, take it somewhere. Then when he's old enough to be a man and probably still wants to pursue this woman, she's off to her next young fuck. Pedophile. But more often than not, when you think pedophile, the first thing you see is some creepy dude. And usually a creepy white guy too, as if there's the only ones that are pedophiles. Like, they don't roam in every race on this planet that has men. Guess what? I don't care what race you are. I don't care what culture you're from. I don't care what religion you are. Religions are some of the worst places for fucking pedophiles. They like hiding in plain sight in religious groups all day. all day. You tuned in. This is the ChAoS. If you are watching, then you know what it is. Like, my brain goes places, and I'm trying to make sense of this world that we live in, because the one that I grew up in is very different than the one that I live in now. And I'm surprised that literally there was a better life 9 hours away from where I was, and a place where life seems to still move at a nice pace, where you can kind of like, even though you work your fucking ass off and you spend more time at work than you do at home, I enjoy the time I do spend at home, because I'm not fighting for a parking space or watching some fucking crackhead steal some shit, like siding off of a house. Like, literally, I've seen this happen where I'm from. I watched a fucking crackhead pull gutters off of a fucking 3-story fucking house, rip them shits off in broad fucking daylight, bend them the fuck up, put them in a shopping cart he stole from down the street, and walk to the fucking scrapyard. I fucking kid you not. And this was not an abandoned house. This house was not abandoned. And nobody did shit. Nobody said a fucking thing. Where I'm at now, if somebody even so much as starts throwing some trash in somebody else's yard, somebody's gonna say something, especially if these people are not from around here. I like that. I like that when I walk into a place that I've never been before. People look at me like, who is this guy? And I look at them like, hey, you'll see me again, trust me, I will. Me and my kids, you'll see us walking around. I want these people to see us, because I don't want anybody to ever look at my kids as some kind of a fucking threat. And you do that by being a part of the community that you're in, not separating yourself from it. Doesn't mean that I have to be kumbaya with everybody I live around, because I'm not, but I respect them. Whether I like them or not, I respect them. And I respect their rights to whatever it is they had before I came here. You know, I'm not going to be some disrespectful asshole. Like I said, you must understand that what makes this country great, in my opinion, is the fact that most people in this country are willing to work together, as long as we all have the same core values. And the core value of this country is family. Now, they're trying to destroy that shit, and I don't understand why. But that is what made this country, to me, the best country in the world. And that's not to say that other countries aren't family oriented. I'm sure plenty of them are. I've never lived in them. I lived in this one. And for a country that came from what this one did come from, it was started by families. Families came over here and colonized. There were families that were already living here, and those families got together with other families, and like I was saying earlier, with learning, they transferred information from one another. When it was always one-sided, it didn't work out too well. Now, did it? No, it did not. Because one side, when it realizes it's being used, cuts off said information, or realizes that the other who are taking all the information don't really know much. So they can give them misinformation. And then they don't look like they fucked up, did anything wrong. These people just died on their own, like so many colonists did when they didn't trust the native families that were already here. It's like, they're already here. Why would they tell you bad things? And so, of course, they started doing bad things to them. Maybe they were trying to protect their families. You know, a lot of things happen when there is no communication. When people stop talking, that's when the fucking guns come out. That's when things start to escalate in ways that are dangerous. There's no dialogue. I'd rather people still be at least screaming obscenities at one another than to have gotten quiet. You know, because when they get quiet, like I said, that's when the guns come out. Now it's, I don't want these people around me. If they come around me, they might be trying to do something to me, because the last time we were talking, it was hot and we didn't agree. and violent things were said. So now anybody who looks like that person could potentially be coming after me because, hey, you know, I gotta protect my family by any means necessary. So I want to make this statement. If shit hits the fan and the government collapses and we have to tend and fend for ourselves, I wish no one any harm that wishes me no harm. I'm not going to shoot first and ask questions later. I'm not going to walk around pointing my gun at every single person that I see because I think they're a threat. I'm letting you know I am no threat. I have no intention on hurting anyone. Period. I have a small little patch. I can grow my peppers and I will eat those. I'll hunt rabbits and fucking trap squirrels and eat those. I don't need to go steal food or anything from anyone else. I intend not to do any of those things. Right? Now, as far as your women, I don't need them either. I can no longer reproduce. So there's no reason for me to want an extra mouth to feed. Sex is not important. It really isn't. The benefits of sex I have, and they're called my sons. So everything else after that is just time wasting, really. I mean, this is a shit hit the fan now. Of course, now in modern regular times where things are good, sex would be wonderful. Be wonderful. I have my eyes on someone, but we're not going to talk about that right now because it's none of your fucking business. Your business is what would happen if the shit hit the fan and normal things were going on. I'm letting you all know that I and my sons would rather help you than hurt you because then we can rebuild a community. And my sons are sons and they can reproduce. So, you know, if there's a small tribe of, you know, single women, we will offer you protection. If you choose one of my sons, we're not going to force ourselves on you. That wouldn't work. Choose one of them. And if you don't, as long as you know, help out the community in some way, it doesn't have to be sexual. Because I don't like objectifying anybody. It just takes their humanity away from them. And I no longer see them as people. And if I don't see you as a person, then I don't want you around me because you're just disposable. That's another byproduct of 16 years of abuse by a fucking narcissistic person. Detachment. The ability to detach and not even realize that you're doing it is not one that I really like having. I like to be attached. But I made a beat called Detached. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to the whole thing. Because this was after my, it's like the first beat I made after my oldest son did what he did to us. And it surprised me at how unemotional I was about it. Like, it hurt, but not me. You know what I'm saying? It just hurt. I think what hurt more than anything was what my two youngest sons had to go through, you know? I kind of expected it. I wanted to believe that he changed. But I never thought he was going to do what he did. You know, like, I didn't raise my children to be that way. Which is clearly evident in my youngest two children, because I was there their entire lives. Like, for my oldest two children, you know, they lived with their mom, so they weren't with me 24 hours a day. And me and their mother did not get along at all. Like, not at all. So things were said about each other that I was always just telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never badmouthed her because she was a bad person to me. I could care less. Like, you Me and her's relationship was what it was. I'm not mad at her for that. I expected it, to be honest with you. My anger with her came from how she treated my children, how she talked to my kids, how she acted, the things she would say to them. But when I was bad mouthed, it was just everything. I would just get torn down. Nothing I did was good. I'm crazy. If I express any kind of emotion, then I must be drunk or high or he's flipping the fuck out. It was always some dumb shit. It was never just, this is your fault. No, it was always some other shit. So you get that so much over life, and you start to detach from things. I've spent a lot of my life detaching and then reattaching and then detaching and then reattaching and then detaching and then reattaching. At this time, I just don't want to reattach. But I can't do that because then that teaches my sons to detach and never attach. And I'm afraid for them, I fear for my sons because I'm afraid they might just decide that fuck the world. What does it matter? We're happy with each other. Let's just be around each other and fuck everything else. We won't have experiences. We'll only know each other. And I don't want us to just know us. Because, not that we're not cool people to know, I think we're awesome. Dead ass. I don't give a fuck who you are. I think that if you hung out with me and my sons, you would have a fucking blast. You would have a blast. I put money on that shit. I put money on it. I put $100. If you don't have fun with me and my sons, if you don't laugh your ass off, or just enjoy yourselves, then there's something wrong with you. It awakens the young. The ultra brain, you should see how big his head is going to end up being. You ever seen that stupid cartoon?
Oh my
god. His brain is that big, but it doesn't look that big. You know why? Because his cranial scullage contains it very well. But my son is so fucking magnificent. Both of my kids are. All my kids are. Even the oldest one has his moments of greatness. But he has so many moments that disappoint me because he is failing himself. And that's what bothers me more than anything. Is I don't think he realizes that he's failing himself. And by the time he does, it's gonna be too fucking late. Love this beat. Now let's see, this one is interesting and strange. And I like this one too. Sometimes I just feel like throwing out a fucking rhyme. Sometimes, when I made this shit, I didn't even hear the funny part that was playing. I was just fucking around the keyboard, and that's what came out. Sometimes that's how I make beats, believe it or not. I just let whatever comes out come out. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's garbage. But I'll keep it nonetheless. Yeah. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's garbage. Sometimes I toss it in the fucking trash can. Damn. My man was over there like, what happened? I told him that it was so bad I couldn't rap, and maybe I should go ahead and go back to the drawing board. Before I get ignored, motherfuckers is talking about what I explore, but I told these bitch ass niggas they don't want more than what they got. Somebody over there is talking a lot of bullshit and they might get shot and they pop. Now the block is hot and the cops come around and the shit's non-stop. They asking lots of questions and they stressing me out. I don't know if these motherfuckers heard the words in my mouth. I told them that I know nothing and I'm pleading the fifth. And if they keep talking shit, I'ma give them a gift they don't want. It's called here, you getting served with some shit that you deserve. Now niggas is getting blurred. What the fuck, you see me
up shit that get you in the clear. Now you didn't know you was about to disappear into the ground and sound and pounding with the shit that's like surround with the dough. You don't know me, so you best to back the fuck up with the shit. Don't act the fuck up, you might get smacked the fuck up. Left hurting, but the blood squirting. But the fuck bitch ass niggas, you know it's curtains. I pull them shits like drapes, you can't escape. What the fuck I make, you can't take. So what the fuck, call the jakes. If you wanna do that, you could do that. But I'ma do me, and you can go ahead and lay flat. Now get back in the fucking room where you belong. Before the shit come through, I told you shit's real strong. Don't need the right shit. Give me the light, right night shit. Call it the blunt, don't front, get stunted on. Don't understand what the fuck you fronted on. I'ma play some GTA before I go to work and make sure I go to certain motherfuckers and getting hurt. I'm done. And then there's this one, but I don't want to listen to this one. And there's this one my son made. It's called... We use this one in little gaming videos. Wait until it drops. Y'all haven't heard shit yet. Wait till the bass hits you in your face. He be teasing. Like, you're waiting for it to hit you. Like, you're anticipating. And it's funky. Like I told you, my son is a little fucking genius, man. It's fucking crazy. Music, videos, goddamn games, gaming, animation, like programming. I mean, I don't know what he can't do. Like, I am in awe of his awesomeness. Now, this beat I made shortly after I was contemplating suicide, and I was thankful that I did not contemplate or go through with it, because a couple of days after I wanted to die, I got a call from this apartment complex saying, hey, we have an apartment for you. It'll be ready in October. Oh my God, the wave of relief. The wave of relief that came over me. That my days of being homeless and living off of, well, not living off of anybody, because I've never lived off of anybody, but sleeping on couches or storage sheds or closets or basements or floors on air mattresses or outside on a bench, those days were done. They were done. Done. I'm not going back to that shit, yo. Nah. And if we have to, then we'll do it together. You know, me and my boys. I know you guys are like, that's fucked up. Well, it is fucked up because they don't have a mom. So they can't go there. And how are they going to get back to Connecticut? Like, if we don't have a home here, how are we getting back there? And trust me, we're not going back there. We're not going back. Not to live. To visit, yeah, perhaps. To live, no. No. We escaped there. I refuse to go back. Now, yeah, this song I made after, like, you know, I found out I was getting this apartment. I know it doesn't sound like the name Thankful, but you have to understand the amount of fucking emotional torture I was being put through, to the point where I really was about to end it. And then, like, that light came at the end of the fucking tunnel and was like, don't you fucking dare. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything I had to go through, just not to the person. because they did everything they could to end my existence. Even threatened to call police and say I did something that I didn't do to get them to shoot me, which is fucked up. And I lived with this, trying to take care of my sons as best I can, watching her turn them against me, to the point where my sons were afraid to be around me for fear of what she would do to them. The one person who could save them, they were afraid to be around because she would do even worse to them. And it was, I felt like it would be better if I wasn't fucking there for them. But then I remembered who the fuck I was dealing with, and if I wasn't there, they'd be next. So I had to dig fucking deep. I mean, I had to dig in as deep as I could fucking dig. Drag myself up off that goddamn fucking concrete floor, which I slept on so long that when I finally slept in a bed, I couldn't sleep in it because it was too goddamn comfortable. Like, I can sleep on any surface, metal, fucking rocks, goddamn sticks, twigs, stones, goddamn it, you name it, I can sleep on it. I will make myself comfortable. So yeah, now that I have my own, I'm very protective of my shit. It's my shit. I work very hard for every fucking thing that I have. And I don't have a whole hell of a lot, but it's mine. And the most important thing in this house, the most important thing to me, the thing that if anyone ever took it away from me is a guarantee that your existence ends, is my sons. That is all that matters. I could give a fuck less about anything else. I have everything to lose, and everything I have to lose is them. So I hope no one ever fucks with my children. Because there is no restraint. There is no questioning. There's no me figuring out if I can win or not. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna let you know that, because everything I can possibly do to you, I'm throwing it with the kitchen sink. And the bathroom one. And the basement one, because y'all have basement sinks. So you're catching all the sinks and toilets, every fucking thing. I will dig up your fucking ancestors and shit on them just to fucking piss you off if you ever fuck with my kids. I promise you this. I promise you this. No one is gonna make my children's life uncomfortable just because they can. My kids are nice kids. They're great kids. They would rather help than hurt, or just leave you alone at the very least. That's about it. They're not gonna fuck with you, but they're not gonna fuck with you. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, then there was this one, which is called Shattered. Now, it's called Shattered because I go through these phases in life where it's like, alright, my mania is like a fucking collider. You know those things that they have underground that spins particles around? Atomic, whatever they call it, I can't think of it right now. But a collider, I know that much they're called. Particle collider or whatever. That's how my brain is. So it's constantly in this motion of flight, right? Then, when it hits what's considered like a hypomanic phase, from a complete manic phase, I get these shattering things. And what happens when I shatter is certain personalities of mine are awakened. You know, they come out or become more dominant. Any of you who have followed me for a while know Mr. McNasty's been extremely quiet. Reason being, he hasn't had to yell at my ass because I've been handling my business. I'm not acting up. I'm not doing dumb shit. So he's there, but he's silent. Mr. Lispy, he's always around, but he's also silent. You know, because I really don't need to be violent or anything. Now, two that have been around most out here have been Schemes, and one that I used to call Asmodeus, but I found out is Toby. And for those of you who wonder what that is, when I was younger, when I was first born, my name was Toby. I was Smith. That was my name. My grandmother called me Toby. Everybody called me Toby. I wasn't Maurice. I was fucking Toby. That's who I was. So, you know, when my parents got married when I was 4 going on 5, my name changed to Maurice Rashad Mitchell. And, you know, I suffered a lot of fucking trauma under Toby. And then all of a sudden I'm on Reese Rashad Mitchell. That whole segment of my life got buried deep in the back of my mind, ignored for most of my life. But Toby was always the one that like handled shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that I couldn't handle, he handled. You know, I'm a very peaceful person. I don't like to fight at all. I really hate it. I don't like hurting people. I don't. I'd rather get hurt than hurt. Like I'd rather you whoop my ass. Well, you'll think you whoop my ass. I can actually take pretty good of a beating. I can take an ass whooping. Don't particularly care to if I don't have to, but I can, and I can give it as well as I take it. But I know if I give it, then it's not done. Because I'm not gonna stop until I know you can no longer be a threat. So I don't want to fight. Because that often means someone has to either be crippled or dead. So I don't want to fight. I really don't. I hate it. It bothers me. But if a confrontation comes up, I'm not gonna fucking run from it. It is what it is. If I gotta take some lumps, I gotta take some lumps. But if it's something I believe in, trust me, I'm taking some lumps. But when it comes to my kids, you're not gonna get a chance to lump me because I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna go at you with every fucking thing I have, and I'm gonna make sure I destroy you. I want that perfectly clear. I don't want there to be any goddamn fucking miscommunication. There is no miscommunication. Fuck with my family. You are erased from existence if it is within my power to do so. And anybody should think that way about their family. No tolerance. You know, they're all I have that matters to me. They're the only thing that matters to me. Their happiness supersedes everything. Everything. This is why I be getting sick. I don't want to waste food. Now, I left these curly fries out because last night I was tired, people. I want you to know this. We pushed out 124,000 pounds of fucking cheese in 10 hours. And yesterday, I was working in the back where I had to load these 40-pound blocks of cheese so that they could be shredded. We did 58,000 pounds on that one line, right? So let me just break that down to you so you can understand why I was so tired, right? That means that your boy handled in 40-pound increments let's break this down in tons so we can use small to larger numbers. 2,000 pounds is 1 ton, right? 50,000 pounds divided by 2,000 gives 25,000, right? 25, actually, I'm sorry. So 25, almost 30 tons of cheese I loaded onto that belt by myself. So yeah, when I say things like I can take it as well as I give it, I can. I just don't choose to. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I'm telling you people now, it's not something that I want to do, and not because I'm afraid of it, just because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, you know. I want to be here for my kids. If I beat someone up or hurt them, I'm going to go to jail because it's illegal. You can't do that, you know. And I don't have time to be like going to jail for, even if I am exonerated and shit. I lose time from work. I lose enough time from work. I lose my job. I lose my job. Now I'm in a desperate situation to try to support my fucking family. And then the immediate thing that happens is my mind reverts back to the things that I did back when I had to survive. Because I didn't have. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do those things. But I wouldn't have a choice out here because I don't have my family to fall back on. It's us. Well, it's me or it's nothing. Now us. You know, my bro, I love that man. You know, I love that man. I love that man to death. That motherfucker right there. I'd take a bullet for his ass if I wasn't gonna die, because, you know, then I wouldn't be here for my kids and shit. But if I wasn't gonna die and I had to take a bullet for this motherfucker, I would take a bullet for him. I would take a fucking bullet. In the nuts. Dead ass. In the nuts. I know you're like, why in the nuts? Because that shit hurts. I've seen somebody get their nut blown off and I heard them scream. And trust me, that scream was a scream that you've never heard someone, especially a man, give until a nut has been shot the fuck off. And if you think I'm joking, one day DM me or hit me up, no order without chaos, ts@gmail.com, and you can ask me any kind of questions you like. Excuse me, and I will answer them truthfully and honestly. Now, I've been rambling on for 2 hours and I'm gonna stop now. But obviously, you see, I've been live streaming a lot more lately, which means that obviously I'm going through something mentally. This is why I'm doing it. So understand, these ramblings are definitely something to pay attention to. Pay attention to them. If you feel concerned about anything I'm saying, like I said, no order without chaos, ts@gmail.com, and shoot your boy a message like, hey, are you alright? Is everything okay? I am okay. I don't want you guys to think that I'm not, because I am. I'm actually better now than I have been in a very long time, because we're winning. Doesn't look like it, but we're winning. And we're doing the most. And we're not ashamed. Are we ashamed, Miles?
Nope.
Nope, we're not ashamed. Thank you for joining me for another The Chaos. Hopefully you start joining in on more of them, because I'm going to keep doing these things at random intervals. So just hit that fucking bell thing that tells you when I'm talking shit. And then you can talk shit with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can come in and talk shit with me. And you don't even have to agree with what I'm saying. But let's play Shattered. Now, as you can hear, this beat already starts off sounding a lot more happy than previous beats. Because I usually am happy when I shatter, because if I'm shattering, it's because I feel extremely isolated. And when I shatter, I have friends. Me. They're not always the best of friends. Some of them are assholes, actually. Actually, you know what? Let's play a little bit more music. We got 7 minutes, so let's listen to some music for 7 minutes. Shall we? Okay. I love the drums in this one. That's why I'm kind of mad that my keyboard is acting stupid. It's delayed by like a whole second. So the way I play my drums, because I play my drums off beat anyway, it makes it so off beat that like it sounds like ass. It sounds like somebody who just started learning how to make beats, making beats. Or I should say music, because I don't make beats, I just make music. I started out making beats. But actually, no, I started out making music, then I made beats, then I went back to making beats and music. Cause some of this shit you can rap to, but other shit you best to bust a strap to. Motherfuckers talking about that they gonna get you, but yo, what is the issue? They missed you the first time that they popped that. Those cats way back, oh shit, lay flat, that's that. Who get cracked up in the golden piece with a metal bat? motherfuckers over there that be running their mouth. Now they about to find out what happens when they moving south in the dirt, in the red clay. You know the Georgia shit, old shit, ignore the shit when you try to act like the lie won't make your body dissolve the acids. Just hit that shit and it's drastic. Not even enough motherfucking gray matter to wrap in plastic. Ask it if you have to. I don't give a fuck if I bag you. Then I grabbed you, snatched you up. Oh shit, racked you up like some motherfucking points. Oh shit, give me a joint so I can smoke it. Provoke the beast, get hit, left dead up under red sheets. It's the way that it goes when you act like you know. Hit you with the shit and it's top of head flow. Call it freestyle if you wanna be. Meanwhile, in the ill shit that hit cats like I don't even know it. Motherfuckers flowing. I don't know what this beat is. It says when it rains. But I probably don't like, nope, I don't want to listen to that one. I think it was raining when I made it. I like this one, but I don't want to listen to that one. I like this one. I like this one because of the bass. I love the bass from this fucking drum. You're about to hear it right now. More bass, please. There we go. Now hit me with more. Let's go. Now this beat I made because the day that I made this beat, I got my ass chewed the fuck out for some shit, and I was told somehow that at this point in this relationship with this fucking beast, that what I did, which was something as stupid as like not painting something, was like one of the worst things I ever done. I was like, huh? What? You said last week that other things, huh? Like totally fucking blew my mind. So I went down and I was sitting here trying to make a beat and shit, and I just so happened to come up on that sample, and I was like, I'm about to flip it, but I'm about to flip it, and I'm gonna throw like the double voice on it. So like it's the kid voice, you know, the innocent me and the non-innocent me at the same time saying the worst thing I ever done. So what is, you know, by definition, the worst thing I've ever done? And I found out that the worst thing I ever did was walking away from my fucking kids. That's the worst thing I ever did. But at the same time, it was the best thing. The duality of man. It's crazy. Yeah. The worst thing that I ever done was walk away from my sons, cause some shit my bitch did left me stunned. I didn't know if I was shunned by my own fam, but damn, I had a plan in my head and she ran away from me. Emotionally, psychologically, she abused me, had me wondering what I should choose. See, only thing I knew is I didn't want to be going for no doozy, but this bitch was a floozy and she knew we couldn't even get together. But now in this weather, I must just sever the ties from my two little guys. I moved away and I wasn't wise, trying to act like I had some shit, but still I was consumed by the things I despised. And now I had to get a call, Dad, come home before you fall. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not ever motherfucking going back. But a little voice in my head was nagging me, saying, yo son, you need to be tagging these fucking things that you see in your brain legally. Maybe these things might have you just seeing things in a fucking warped perspective. You're being too selective. Anyway, let's see, what's the next one? This one my son likes, which it's nice. I was actually calm that day, so I made this beat. But then this one I made because, you know, I heard some shit from my sister, and it hurt me because, like, me and her have been through some shit in our lives. Like, me and my little sister have been through some shit. She's, like, always been close to my sister. And I hurt my sister, but she's been there for me, and she still is, so this was for her. To kind of tell her through music that, yo, we're not just surviving. We're more than surviving. Like, surviving was the bullshit we've been through. We're past that now. So we're more than gonna survive it. There's good things to look forward to. Now this bass, this beat has a lot of bass, a lot. I'll let it get to that, and then I'll have to stop it. We're just gonna go into the bass, and then once the bass drops, we're gonna let this shit slide. Now this one is called Many a Time, but I don't know why. This one's okay. I think it was just one of the beats I made just to be making. Oh, there's another one I like the drums on. Foray into like electronic music because I was inspired by my son, because you know he does different music. It's awesome though. I love this beat. Another one, I love the drums. I like the way the drums break on like the chorus or the refrain, as some call it. See, normally I use a lot of pianos, but this is like, I've been going into different sounds lately. Don't nobody need you and they motherfucking feature. Told you motherfuckers use a dumbass preacher. Didn't understand the way I just seek you. Like a fucking missile when I hit you. Oh my god, ain't no fucking picture gonna be seen when it comes to you fucking with the damn team. Don't you know that my nickname is Schemes? Ain't no dreams, they nightmares. With the shit you ain't prepared. Some act scared and they fear what they don't know. Oh shit, see cast off on the low. And I have to hit you with the flow. Go back to your back home. You know the damn doom that will bring near the shit when it goes boom. Don't you know shit consume when I bring nothing but doom. I'm in the room smoking boom in the back though. Didn't understand, best relax for your slap slow. Then you laying low like a slow bed. That's it, that dead. Ain't no one know what I said when it comes to the shit that you dread. Hold fast till they hit you and let you up in your fucking deathbed. See, I like the way the drums drop. You hear a little pause right here. I love that shit. That shit just makes me happy. I don't know why. Get away from me, you fucking twat. We have some more mild stuff. My son reminds me of like pepper plants, right? Like you plant them and then you watch them grow and they're not doing something, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere they're doing all this shit that you didn't know that they were gonna do, and then you're like, how do I make this do more on its own?
this is like really early when things really started breaking down in me and their mother's relationship, and I was just like, what the fuck happened? Like, all of a sudden I woke up and this was not the person I fucking married. Sham Lao, what are you doing? I don't know, sir. Alright, I'm about to make everybody mad. Y'all are all gonna be mad. You're gonna be so mad. I promise you. I promise you, you are about to be mad. You heard what I said, Miles? They're gonna be mad. Be mad. If I can find the fucking right beat. Get out of my face!
They're making me mad.
I can't. Oh, wait, here. I think this is it. Listen. We are getting ready to introduce potentially a new show. That show's name, well, Sham. I'm not lying, I'm dead serious, Miles. I was thinking about it all day at work last night. The Adventures of Sham Lao, Sham Lee, and Sham Lo. The Sham Brothers.
That sounds so stupid.
It sounds what?
Stupid.
It's not stupid. I haven't told you my idea, Miles.
Yeah,
So see, you're sitting here being fucking mean and shit, talking about my idea is fucking stupid.
I just said it sounds stupid.
No, see, that's the type of shit that we don't do. I don't call your idea stupid, do I? No, I let you flesh out your ideas because your ideas are your ideas. So see, that was mean. That was very mean. If I had feelings, they'd be hurt right now, but I don't. So it's all good. But Sham Lao, Sham Lee and Sham Lo, the brothers Sham, their adventures through the land. And no, I'm not seriously gonna make a show called fucking Sham. Like, why would I do that? You already know what would happen. They call me all types of names and shit that I'm not. And I don't have time for all that. What do I want to listen to? Actually, I gotta get ready to go to work, folks, because it's about that fucking time. It's about that time. I gotta.
Yeah. Let's say you're gonna play GTA for you.
Well, I lied, I guess. Or maybe I just got distracted. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go to work. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the ChAoS. I will most likely do another one tonight when I get home from work if I'm not busy blowing up stuff with my son. I want to kill more things in MechWarrior because I was having fun doing it the other day. I was having a lot of fun. Oh God, I was screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs from the amount of fun that I was having because I wrecked some shop. Wait till I make the videos on those so you guys can see how I wrecked shop. This dude thought it was sweet. He's sitting there doing what he thought was a good thing to do, which he found out wasn't a good thing for him to do because he got killed doing it. Have a good day, folks. I'll see you all later on in the evening. Until then, take care.